Greetings, royal family. I am back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. So, Kevin Hart and Tyrese are defending Ellen, huh? Definitely going to get into that. McDonald's made headlines as well. A little 6-year-old bit into a chicken nugget, and there was a face mask in the chicken nugget. I'll get into that as well. But before, I got some other topics to discuss as well. But before I even begin, let's talk about your president. Yeah, yes, your president of these United States. Deutsche Bank gave Donald Trump's financial records to New York prosecutors. Have you guys been keeping up with this stuff? Because he's been trying to hide his finances for a long time. So New York prosecutors investigating Donald Trump's finances previously issued a subpoena to Deutsche Bank. That's who he's been doing business with for several years. And the bank complied. Deutsche Bank, they handed over that information. And this is according to the New York Times. So the Office of the Manhattan District Attorney, Cyrus Vance, is seeking 8 years of the president's personal and corporate tax records, but has disclosed little about what prompted the prosecutor and his team to request the records beyond payoffs to women to silence them about his alleged affairs with Trump in the past. So they didn't disclose why now they're requesting 8 years of his finances. I mean, it's no secret that he allegedly paid off women to keep their mouth shut. But Vance, he wants more information. He wants more financial records. So lawyers for Vance told the judge in New York on Monday that he was justified in demanding the records from Trump, citing public reports of, quote, extensive and protracted criminal conduct at the Trump organization. This is getting hot, y'all. If you guys are following along with politics, drop your comments. I do, but I tend not to talk about it on my channel. But this one is a hot topic, so I kind of wanted to bring it to your attention. It's good to be in the know, even if you don't like all of this stuff that's going on. It's good to be aware. Anyway, Trump's lawyers last month said the grand jury subpoena for the president's tax return was issued in bad faith and amounted to harassment. Other investigators have requested records from Deutsche Bank, which was one of the few banks willing to lend to Trump after a series of corporate bankruptcies starting in the early 1990s. So 2 congressional committees, both controlled by Democrats, subpoenaed the bank for documents related to Trump, who sued to block their release. Trump has said the investigations are politically motivated. Earlier this week, he called Vance's investigation a continuation of a witch hunt. Now, here's my question. I think it's a logical one, and I think it's one that can easily be answered. Who goes through all of this to hide their finances? Somebody that has something to hide, right? That's just my opinion. You don't have to like it, but disagree respectfully. All right, moving along. You guys heard of Judge Salas? Well, this is so tragic. Judge Salas is a New Jersey judge. She's a federal judge in the state of New Jersey. And recently, her son was killed and her husband was injured in a shooting at their home. This happened in late July. It hasn't even been 30 days yet. So the shooting occurred, at their family home. And Salas, the judge, this is her on the screen, is now calling to keep personal information of federal judges private. She said the shooter knew where she lived, which church her family attended, and had a complete record on their family. So around 5 p.m., this was on July 19th. Yeah, so this wasn't even 30 days ago. Daniel, who is her only child, her son, he was 20, and his father, her husband is a defense attorney. They both went to the door of their home where the gunman was posing as a delivery person, right? And they opened the door and this guy opened fire and he ended up killing her son. That's the couple's only child. Her husband is still in the hospital recuperating. He lived. you know, and she gave this is a 9-minute long video. I'm not going to play the entire 9 minutes, but this woman is brave as heck. She is brave as heck. But listen to what she had to say really quickly.
2 weeks ago, my life as I knew it changed in an instant, and my family will never be the same. A madman, who I believe was targeting me because of my position as a federal judge, came to my house. Our family had just finished a weekend celebration in honor of our son, Daniel Mark's 20th birthday. Daniel always wanted to spend his birthdays with his dad and me, so he asked that we host a party for a few of his Catholic University of America friends. Because of the pandemic, Mark and I, my husband and I, had some concerns. However, we thought we could adhere to safety guidelines, and we agreed to allow his friends to come spend the weekend. The weekend was a glorious one. It was filled with love and laughter and smiles. As Daniel's last friend departed on Sunday, we decided we'd give Daniel a pass on his usher duties. When Mark and I returned from church, Daniel was upstairs sleeping, and we decided to give him a little rest. But as the afternoon progressed, it was time to clean up from the weekend festivities. Daniel and I went downstairs to the basement, and we were chatting, as we always do. And Daniel said, "Mom, let's keep talking. I love talking to you, Mom." And it was at that exact moment that the doorbell rang. And Daniel looked at me and said, "Who is that?" And before I could say a word, he sprinted upstairs. Within seconds, I heard the sound of bullets and someone screaming, "No!" I later learned that this monster, who had a FedEx package in his hand, opened fire. But Daniel, being Daniel, protected his father, and he took the shooter's first bullet directly to the chest. The monster then turned his attention to my husband and began to shoot at my husband, one shot after another. Mark was shot 3 times. One bullet entered his right chest, the other his left abdomen, and the last one in the right forearm. While my husband is still in the hospital, recovering from his multiple surgeries, we are living every parent's worst nightmare, making preparations to bury our only child.
Okay, so that is the Judge Salas, who is a federal judge in the state of New Jersey, who lost her son and her only child, her son, and her husband is currently in the hospital recuperating. Now, why this judge? First of all, you guys know I'm from New Jersey. This was also the judge that sat on, that oversaw the case of Teresa Giudice and her husband Joe from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, she has recently been assigned to the case with Deutsche Bank. I don't know if you guys are keeping up with this stuff, but yes, she was named the judge that is going to be this is just so this hasn't even here's my thing. I'm not going to play anymore. But here's my thing. Number 1, she hasn't even buried her son yet. Number 2, it hasn't even been 30 days. I'm sure she wanted to give a statement, but this woman is brave beyond belief to make a public statement and has yet to bury her only child. Her husband is still in the hospital. I was under the impression, she goes into talking about privacy for federal judges. I was under the impression that federal judges and their home addresses were private. Because when this first came out, I had a conversation with my brother, and I'm saying to myself, how did this person know where she lived? But apparently that's not the case. I was always under the assumption that this information was private. I mean, wow. Everyone's info should be private, in my opinion, not just federal judges, because you can easily just type in somebody's phone number or somebody's first and last name and on the internet, on Google, and like a plethora of information pops up, like tax records, liens, auctions. Like it's crazy how much information is easily accessible to people when it comes to other people. Like if people are looking for you, they can find you. So if you're not familiar with this story, the gunman who took the life of this woman's son and injured her husband, he was found dead from what they're saying, a self-inflicted gun wound in New York. This happened in New Jersey. So, they're saying that the guy was like a feminist and he had an issue with this particular judge, but I'm not even going to get into it any further. You can Google this information to keep up with it. I wonder now if she is still going to be overseeing the case that is getting ready to take place with Deutsche Bank, because they're being investigated. And again, she was supposed to be the judge sitting on this case. I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think. Moving along. Tyrese and Kevin Hart. So they're both defending Ellen for whatever reason. They have that right. So Tyrese, he's defending Ellen in the wake of all these allegations of a toxic work environment on the set of her television show. You guys have heard that a lot of people are coming out saying that working with Ellen has been a nightmare. They've experienced discrimination. It's a toxic work environment, harassment, etc., etc. So Tyrese says that he will be her bad guy and fight the battles for Ellen. Just hear me out. When I get to the end of Tyrese, you're going to understand why I think that he's a fool. Anyway, he posted a lengthy statement, right, on his Instagram defending Ellen and said that there is not enough bad articles or rumors in the world to undo the beauty she has brought to the world. He writes, "Someone get this message to Ellen. Thanks. If I could call her on the phone, I would say the words. Elephants don't swat flies. They just keep walking. God made the feathers on a duck's back to somehow have the water roll off and not penetrate." Tyrese goes on to blame Hollywood. He's blaming Hollywood for this situation. Yeah, it gets better. He writes, "People in this town and fans will build you up as they watch you climb all the way up the ladder. They will stand at the bottom of that same ladder and pull out their biggest gun and shoot you in the ass over and over until you fall. You are made for this." This is what he writes. He continues on, "This too shall pass. I've learned over the years that when things get uncomfortable, it's because God is preparing you for the new season of your life. He wants disloyal people to reveal themselves. He wants people who have went above and beyond for over the years, who have no integrity to reveal themselves." This is what Tyrese is writing on his Instagram, and he wants people to send this message to Ellen. He also continues, "Last time I seen you, you were at the Soho House rooftop in Beverly Hills, and I literally sat there and said, there is no way I'm not going to speak to and hug the great Ellen on the way out. And sure enough, you stood up and you hugged me and smiled and did that usual beautiful Ellen thing. You will be just fine. Every setback is a setup for even more greater things to come. You can call me anytime. I'm not kind at all. You stay kind. I will be your bad guy and fight your battles, LOL." Now, in the statement, Tyrese also admits that he doesn't know Ellen very well, but says he knows she is a kind-hearted woman. Hashtag fool. You admit that you don't know this woman. You don't know her. You saw her once and she hugged you? Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Let's move on to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, he rose to the occasion in defense of Ellen also. Hart, he went on to his social media page to show his unending support for Ellen, and his fans were disappointed at him. Now, in his statement, the comedian, he said he has known Ellen for many years, okay? Not Tyrese. Tyrese don't even know her. Anyway, he's known Ellen for many years, and he can attest to her amazing lifestyle. He also went on to say that she has treated his family with nothing but love and respect since they knew each other. Okay. This is why he's finding it very difficult to believe the allegations that have been made against her. This is what Kevin says. Furthermore, Hart talked about the toxicity from the internet and how many people nowadays thrive on the downfall of others. So Kevin says, I stand by the ones I know and that I love, looking forward to the future where we get back to loving one another. This hate-ish has got to stop. Hopefully, it goes out of style soon. This post is not meant to disregard the feelings of others and their experiences. It's simply to show why my experiences have been with my friend. Love you for life, Ellen. Now, a lot of his fans accuse him of making like tone-deaf comments, as he's been accused of before. And they also said that his willingness to support Ellen, despite all of the accusations, stems from the close relationship that he has with her. Now, that makes sense. You know, he actually knows her. They've been around each other's families. You know, he's known her for years. He said that she's been kind. They actually have somewhat of a relationship. Tyrese, on the other hand, not so much. So I can understand him feeling the need to stick up and defend his friend, or if he considers her a friend. I get that. People did bring up in their criticism, people did bring up Kevin's issue with the Emmys, you know, when he refused to apologize for comments that he made. You know what I'm talking about. He says that Ellen was the only one who invited him on her show to explain vividly what he meant when he got in that situation with the Emmys. And he says that she also was the only one who stood up for him during that period. He said, this is why, you know, this is why he's defending her. So a lot of people, you know, feel like that's why he's blindly supporting her without checking the facts. So his criticism that he's getting is coming from the fact that he's not fact checking. He did say that he's not disregarding any of these accusations, but he knows Ellen and he knows how she is. She's been nothing but kind to his family. Well, baby, right before I recorded this video, okay, I was minding my business while being nosy, all right? And shout out to the Neighborhood Talk, too. Make sure you following them on Instagram because they always have the tea. So I just, you know, just getting ready to upload this video, and I happened to stumble across this, right? Just perusing the internet. Now, this is what a former producer of the Ellen Show had to say. You like to hear it? Here it goes.
Out on camera for the first time about what it was like working for Ellen DeGeneres.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
Hedda Muscat out on camera for the first time about what it was like working for Ellen DeGeneres.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
Hedda Muscat.
Baby. Ooh. Now this is a former. Ooh, jeez. This is a former producer, y'all. Okay? Sis didn't even take a breath. She didn't even take a breath. She has been waiting to say that. I think she has been sitting on that for a long, long, long time. Oh my God, she has been waiting to say that. Woo, okay. That threw me off. Like, I literally just saw that on Instagram right before I started recording this video. So I had to incorporate that in the commentary. She couldn't wait to say that, okay? She didn't even take a breath, right? So, I don't know why that's so funny. Former producer. emphasis on the word former. So I wonder why she was let go. All right. So here are my thoughts. Let me pull it together, because I've been seeing this going on for several days in the internet, on the internets. And I didn't really have much to say. It's kind of like, I'll just wait for more information to come out. But I think it's important, right, to hear out the people who were employees of Ellen, right? I mean, Kevin tried to make an effort to not disregard the feelings of others. You know, Tyrese, on the other hand, and these two men are not the only two men that are defending Ellen or coming to her defense. And again, they have the right to do so. You know, are these former employees telling the truth? I don't know. Is Ellen telling the truth? I don't know, because she's denying these allegations, right? So I don't know who's telling the truth. But I do think it's important to hear out the people who were employees and not celebrity friends, right? Ellen very well may be like great to her friends, you know, the best friend ever, giving gifts, showing support. That very well could be true, but she could also be a terrible boss, right? You're not going to treat your friends the same way you treat your employees. You know what I mean? Both can be true at the same time, especially if she has the mindset, like if she's one of those bosses that has the mindset that her employees are beneath her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that she has that mindset, but anything is possible. So although I get some of her celebrity friends coming to her, quote, rescue, let's not disregard the stories or the experiences of the people who worked with her. Her celebrity friends don't work with her. So she could be two different people. She may feel she has to be, but I'm just saying that's my 2 cents on it. Up next, E! News is canceled after 3 decades. And I thought that this was interesting, and I'm going to tell you why after reading this information. So it's the end of an era for celebrity news, a trio of entertainment programs, the long-running News. News has been around for like 30 years, along with the newer shows Pop of the Morning and In the Room. So these shows have been canceled. This is according to Variety. According to the report, these decisions were made by parent company NBC Universal, which is looking to, quote, streamline its programming and restructure internally to create more efficiencies. Basically, they're cutting costs. So economic hardships caused by the pandemic is also a factor as to why these shows are canceling. So this means that hundreds of people, again, in another space, hundreds and hundreds of people will be out of a job. Now, the reason why I brought this story up is because it made me think of Nene, who is supposed to be having a show on Network. You know, she may not be affected by this at this moment, but in show business, everyone is disposable. Also, Bravo, if I'm not mistaken, Bravo is under the NBC Universal umbrella. And child, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Nene is coming at Bravo very strong. There's talks that there's petitions to cancel Bravo TV. So when I saw that News and these other 2 shows were going to be canceled, it just made me think about Nene. And plus, I still have to put out a video with all the Real Housewives of Atlanta things that's going on. But that's for another video. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you heard about this petition. I don't know if it's real or not. I did see some things on the internet. I did check out some websites, but again, that will probably be for another video. So I'm wishing everyone well over at Network. It sucks, but that's just the way the business is. And again, this pandemic is affecting so many lives, you know, in more ways than one. So we're just sending positive vibes and wishing everyone well. All right, let's go on to a lighter note. Well, this is not even a lighter note, but this is a little bit awkward, and I really want your guys' opinion on this. So reading about I was reading the other day, I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. A child, right, allegedly was choking on a face mask that was baked into a chicken nugget. Did you guys hear about this? So I'm going to play the video in a minute, but a mom and daughter in England, this was on TMZ's website, are not loving their McDonald's chicken nuggets. That was really cute. Anyway, they claimed the little girl bit into the food and got a mouthful of face mask. So the upset mother claims her 6-year-old daughter started making choking noises after biting down on the chicken nuggets. So the mother claims that she put her finger down her daughter's throat to make her throw up the food, which she says was speckled with blue. So mom says that she did some more, investigating, puzzled by what her daughter was eating, tearing into the chicken nuggets with her fingers to discover parts of a blue surgical mask. So the mother, she posted a video showing what appears to be more blue face mask parts inside the chicken McNuggets, and her daughter, didn't eat them, obviously. This is really gross. So McDonald's corporate office has since apologized for the incident, and mom says her little girl is fine. Girl. Anywho, here is the video. This is gross, so hopefully you're not eating while you're watching this. But check this out. So mom is cutting open the chicken nugget, Now, I have a lot of questions. How does that happen? Look at this. Showing parts of a mask. Again, this is on TMZ's website. How, Sway? Y'all see this? This is absolutely gross. Look how the mask is hanging out on the side and she's cutting it open. How does this happen? Maybe in the UK it's different from the US, but when the manufacturer sends these chicken nuggets and stuff to McDonald's, right? They're already like frozen, pre-packaged. McDonald's, do they make their chicken nuggets from scratch right then and there in their restaurants? I don't think so. Like I said, this is in England, so this could be different, right? So when these were deep fried, the McDonald's employees didn't smell anything. How does a mask get baked inside there? At first when I heard this, I was like, she lying. But then when I actually saw the video, I'm like, huh? And she cut open one. So were all of them like this? Honey, what do you mean your daughter is fine? Are you nuts? They would have named a menu item after my daughter once I got done with them. You issued an apology. Oh no, we would have had to have a meeting at the corporate headquarters. This is crazy. So how did this bypass inspection? This had to have happened. I'm getting tongue tied. At the manufacturing plant where they manufacture these chicken nuggets, if that's even that's what they call them anyway. But how does this happen? Give me some of your theories, y'all, because I am confused. Well, luckily the little girl was not harmed, but how does this happen though? How does this happen? Ay. All right, Royal Family. That's all I got as far as Thursday's Hot Topics. Today, I want to thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed the commentary, you know what to do. But in case you don't, a reminder, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're dropping your respectful comments in the comment section. Please, no derogatory words, no profanity. I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, tap dance on that subscribe button and shimmy on the notification bell. Make sure it's selected to all so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. All right, Royal Family, I am signing off for now, but I will be back. It's really been hard for me to get that Greenleaf review up, y'all. I have my notes, I have my pictures in order, but I just can't believe it. I'm still hurting. I'm still in mourning. So I'm going to get that up today because I got work to do. All right, Royal Family, so I'm signing off for now. I love you for listening. Until next time, peace.